Hello guys and welcome to the review of the Micromax Smarty, also called the Micromax A25. It is a very lightweight and compact device with 2.8 inches of display with a low resolution of 240 by 320 pixels. It's got an internal RAM of 256 MB and an extremely low internal memory of 135 MB only. But it comes with a micro SD card slot which can be expanded with 32 gigabytes of memory, so that's great. It's got a 1 GHz processor which is very quick and efficient, great call quality, and because it is small, it's great for single-handed operation. So let me just quickly take you around the device. At the left edge, you've got a micro USB version 2.0 for data syncing and USB charging. Power lock key on the top. The right edge, you've got a 3.5mm headphone jack and volume rocker. At the bottom, you've really got nothing. It's quite clean, just a microphone slot right here. On the front, you've got the regular layout with capacitive return and menu key along with a physical home key button. Speakerphone grill, no front camera. You've got a 1.3 megapixel rear-facing camera with no LED flash and no focus. So that shouldn't be a surprise considering a really low price point. The device is really just a basic, comes with a very basic camera and the speakerphone grill right here. In the inside, you've got a 1280 milliampere hour battery right there, and at the bottom you've got dual SIM card slots along with a micro SD card slot. So let me quickly take you inside the user interface and see what all we've got there. So this is Android 2.3.6 and it's very quick and very snappy, and by snappy it's in a positive sense. It's really fast. At a price so affordable, the performance is very commendable. The 1 GHz processor skyrockets the speed with which the user interface moves and behaves. As you can see, it's extremely efficient, extremely quick. The response to touch is amazing. Applications launch super quick, and going back and forth between menus and home screens is a breeze. As you can see, it's really fast, right? So even if I go into contacts, opens up very quickly. Camera launches really quite fast. So at this price point, I believe Micromax has done a great job, and it's just amazing the speed with which this device performs. I mean, it's really responsive, really responsive, quick launching, as you can see, again, very quick. Alright, now this is the Android 2.3.6 Gingerbread with a slight hint of Micromax's own icons and slight UIT tweaks. For example, the notification panel. Now as you can see, this is a very, there you go. So this is a very general notification panel wherein you have all your notifications right here. But over here, if you go and tap on toolkits, there you go. You have all toggles to various settings right there. So this is interesting and this is new, right? And you can also change the look and feel of your UI by just going into application drawer and tapping onto themes, and you have various options to choose from. So that's quite nice. You can obviously go back and not do anything. It's got the M Store and the M Zone, which really just gives you access to some sort of exclusive content. So something like cricket alerts, love guru, naughty jokes, art of living. If you're into that kind of stuff. I'm not sure if you can see this. So well, anyway, there you go. Alright, and M Store is really just something like what Samsung has for S Suggest, right? So something like that. Anyway, it's also got Hookup, which is a pre-installed messenger application that pretty much works the same way as WhatsApp or Samsung's Chat On, although it is definitely limited by the hardware of this device, and you're not going to have a lot of options, but well, you have something. Now let me show you the settings menu. Even that is slightly different. So this is not the usual settings that you see in Android, right? It's got these categories: system, application, others, and communication. So it's obviously a little tweak and not exactly what stock Gingerbread looks like. Now let's look at the dialer. It's a very standard dialer. You've got all the buttons and you've got an icon right here to directly message someone or call someone. You have your call logs, contacts, and groups right here. When you go into contacts, just look at how quick the scrolling is. Very smooth, right? So again, it's a 1 GHz processor sitting inside a really small device, so it's performing really well. Now that we're inside the user, now let me quickly talk about the browser of the Micromax Smarty. And obviously it is subjected to Wi-Fi speeds. I've got a 2 Mbps connection, so okay, it did not really take very long. Now for a device so small, just 1 GHz of processor and 256 MB of RAM, I think this is quite generous of the device. Scrolling is quite smooth. Let me try pinch and zoom, zoom rather. Very smooth. Really no hiccups. Very stutter free, very lag free. So that's good. Images loaded up quite quickly. As you can see, the transitions are actually quite smooth. You can see there you go, the image slider. That was really smooth. I mean, best of devices that I've seen do not have that. So guys, I really think I have to give it off to the browser. This is really good. And now obviously the reading and the readability is restricted due to the low resolution of the screen. Just remember, you're paying really less, just somewhere around between 2,500 rupees, 4,000. I think you could not ask for more. This is just brilliant. And let me quickly go into the camera and show you what the camera looks like. It is a 1.3 megapixel camera, and it's got no tap to focus, no LED flash, very standard. The only problem is that it would not start. You cannot take pictures until you have a micro SD card inside this device. So to use the camera, it is absolutely necessary that you have a micro SD card loaded into this. So now let me just quickly talk about the camera application. Now you have normal, smile shot and burst shot mode. You've got you can change the exposure settings, scene modes, and white balance. And in white balance, you've got auto, incandescent, daylight, fluorescent, cloudy, and tungsten effects. You can also change your picture quality between superfine, fine, and normal, so switching between those is possible. And you can obviously go down from 1.3 to 1 megapixel or VGA mode, so whatever you think is best. In color effects, you've got none. In color effects, you've got none, mono, sepia negative, sepia blue, and sepia green. So those two are new. I haven't seen those before. Not in a phone camera. I mean, I've seen blue point and green point in the Samsung Galaxy S3, but this is something different. So that's it about the camera application. And let me just give you a quick snapshot of, if you want to click a picture, what that might look like. So it's really quick actually. It takes a picture and comes back fairly quickly to the camera mode back again. And you have an instant access to the gallery right here. So you could quickly view your photos and then just go back. So that's convenient. It's nothing that it's not something extraordinary or out of the blue. It's a very basic camera, and that's what you paid for if you bought this device. So this is really it about the Micromax Smarty. I've talked about the browser, the camera, the user interface, and a quick tour of the hardware of the body. And let me tell you, so this is really the device for people who do not want to spend a lot. They want to own a smartphone. They want to have access to Android applications. So this is really the best way to start. And because it's not laggy, because it does not have much delay, it's really fast and snappy, works very quickly and efficiently. It's a very good device for those who want to start with a smartphone.